All right, hey, today I'm going to show you how we can do a fake motion blur, just because it's super hard to do it on digital cameras that do not have a manual setting that allows you to control the shutter speed. All right, so what I've done is I put a couple of pictures in here, each one of them right away. Duplicate the background. All right, first thing I'm going to do on here, I'm just going to show you a motion blur. What I'm going to do on this one is show you a panning blur. All right, motion blur, here we go. We're going to turn off that top layer. We're going to work on the back layer, and I'm going to go to filter, blur, motion blur. Now, if you notice, look at here, you get to set the angle. Well, to me, this angle, she's sort of running straight across, so I'm going to leave it probably right about there, maybe just a little bit up. And then what I'm going to do is, hey, don't be shy. Blur it up, blur it up, blur it up. All right, say okay. Now, watch this. You turn on your top layer, and you work on that top layer. Come over here, get yourself an eraser. Make sure that that eraser is super soft. You want a nice soft edge. All right. What I'm going to do is turn down the flow a little bit. What that means is instead of like pushing really hard with a marker that leaves a mark right away, you have to kind of work it a little bit, and it gradually shows up. All right. You can see my brush is pretty small, so I'm going to use my bracket keys to blow it up. And then again, she is going this way forward. So the motion blur, look at as I start to erase. Okay. I'm just going to erase the backside. Just work a little bit on the backside there. All right. Here too, same thing. Keep it going. Okay. Just on the backside of her, because she's coming in. Ooh, this girl's flying too, right? So again, just work this side. And here again, you've got your fake little motion blur occurring. And again, depending upon how fast this person is, that blur keeps going. All right, let's do the car. Same concept. Turn that off. Work on this back one. Filter, blur, motion blur. All right. Now here, the angle is kind of going up a little bit. So again, you can do that. Get it going, really get it going. All right. Say okay. Turn this back on. Now my eraser should be the same, right? And I can just create that little motion blur. All right, put it sort of where I want. Okay, maybe the backside of the tires. You see what I'm saying? All right, I can do the same thing with my pet dog. All right, now with the panning blur, that's a little different in that what you're going to do, again, start very similar. You could go filter, blur. Now motion blur. I'm going to say okay, turn this back on. Now what you do is you would basically erase everything. And here I'm just going to up that flow because I don't need any of it. Whoops. My bad, folks. Hang on. Okay, I have to turn this back on, work on this layer. Thank you. Sorry, guys. And then now what I'm going to do is just erase everything around the subject matter because I'm freezing the subject matter and allowing that background to blur. All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get a nice little fake panning blur. All right. Awesome.